Saturday night down in Atlanta, 7 Eastern on ESPN. The Pitt Panthers coming off an ugly loss at home to Notre Dame. The whole game day thing basically lost the game in a 10-second span in the first quarter. Traveling to number 15, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech only favored by 2.5 here. And that does not add up for me. You've got Tech securing a spot in the ACC championship game if they win on Saturday night. And you've got Haynes King continuing to do what he does. He scored at least one rushing touchdown in all but one game this season. He's got at least a pair of rushing touchdowns in 5 games this season. Look, I don't think Pitt is totally dead in the water. They still have a path to get to the ACC championship game. I just think it's hard to bounce back after the kind of loss they took at home to Notre Dame last week when, like I said, John, they basically lost the game in a 10-second span with a big Jeremiah Love 56-yard touchdown run and then a pick six, and bang, it was over. There was no coming back.
We talked about that they lost the game before the game started with the coach's comments.
Yeah.
It played out exactly like we all said it would play out because, you go public with that and that's the kind of effort that you get. With that being said, obviously I think he's going to come in, and he wouldn't say this publicly, but now he's like, all right, we took an ass beating. We got embarrassed. Now this is our season. This is it. So, I think that's kind of being reflected in this number here. That this is going to be all or nothing for Pitt here, and you're going to get their best effort, and we'll see how good that is. But I think that's why you're not seeing this get out further than 2.5.
Man, but this game matters. This game matters to Pitt, right?
Yep.
It matters. Yep. Like we said last week, it's a conference game. I like Georgia Tech here. They can see it. They're in striking distance. This is one of those things where you can't let your foot up the Tiger's throat. It's a good Fast and the Furious reference for you. I give me Georgia Tech at home. That little old timey car they got, not flipping over on the grass. They drive it in. So give me Georgia Tech at home by the 2.5. It's too low of a number.
The Ramblin' Wreck. Like I said, there is chaos. We think the ACC has been chaotic to this point. It has been. Kind of started to sort itself out last week. And like we just got done talking about, Georgia Tech wins this. They're in the ACC championship game, most likely against Virginia, which is kind of wild given what the preseason expectations were for the Cavaliers, which were very low. There is a reopened door to chaos if Pitt somehow pulls off the upset in Atlanta, because that would open a door for Miami to maybe sneak back in to the ACC championship game. I'm going to just run down the scenario just for, things and giggles. Miami makes the ACC title game if they win their last 2 games, and they get Virginia Tech and Pitt the last 2 weeks. Virginia Tech this weekend, Pitt next weekend. They also need Virginia to beat Virginia Tech in that finale. They need Pitt to beat Georgia Tech this weekend. Duke to beat North Carolina, not out of the realm of possibility. SMU to beat Louisville, also not out of the realm of possibility. Cal to then turn around and beat SMU, and Wake Forest beat Duke. If you followed all that, congratulations. I got a Charlie Day gift from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the cigarette and all the strings all over the corkboard for you. Point is, the ACC is still a dumpster fire unless Georgia Tech puts this thing away, in which case they'll face somebody, John, and it won't really matter who it is in the ACC championship game.
That's right, but that's why Pitt's going to win. Pitt is going to win to enable max chaos, and let's be honest, trigger you. Every day every day that Pitt wins, something terrible around the Mack house happens to a kitten. It's just
Yep. I drowned 3 of them 2 weeks ago.
For legal purposes, that's a joke, okay? But yes, I think Pitt's going to pull it off outright for all those reasons.